I'm Bookkeeper, and I'll be playing the Reverend Dr. Alexander Hutcheson, the Avalon Scholar.
I'm Clara Allison, and I'm playing Lucia Di Felici, the Vodace Straga.
Hi, I'm Glamour. I'm playing Viviana Lucani, the Vodace courtesan and daughter of Sophia.
Hi, I'm Overthinker. I'm playing Alonso Hernandez, the Castellan swordsman on a quest.
Hello, my name is Typhoon, and I will be playing Heinrich von Groth, the Isen war veteran.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be your storyteller for the evening. Bienvenue à Chahus. In our last 2 episodes, 5 strangers came to the capital city and seat of royal power in Montaigne. The Reverend Dr. Alexander Hutcheson came in pursuit of hidden ancient knowledge in the form of a star map embedded in the ceiling of an underground chamber. Lucia Di Felici came in the company of a band of wandering performers while on a quest to find her one true love. Lord Heinrich von Groth left his home country of Isen to meet his betrothed, one Diana Cissé du Cissé, in order to keep hold of his family's ancestral lands through marriage after the land was ceded to Montaigne. Alonso Hernandez, accomplished swordsman, wandered in on a warm breeze from his home country of Castile, and was faced with the rot beneath the facade of opulence the country boasts. And Viviana Lucani was captured by pirates, only to find herself being given a task of such epic magnitude it may very well be a suicide mission. Parties were attended, disguises donned, and revolution was discussed in whispered tones, but our group of improbable comrades has not yet come together as a whole. Stay tuned to find out if they fix that problem in this episode of Opus de Requiem. On the first day of the Emperor's birthday celebrations, it is early morning when Alonso has to report to his new work. The merchants are up early, making sure that they are set up in preparation for the day's festivities. Even before you leave your room, Alonso, when the sun is barely beginning to light up the horizon, you can hear that there are already a great number of people out in the streets, carts rumbling down cobblestones, workers hurrying off to their various jobs. The common folk, in theory, are meant to be able to celebrate this as much as anybody else, and most established businesses are not going to be operating in their typical manner during the celebrations. But the city can't completely shut down for an entire week. And it seems like the small folk seem to be the working backbone of what is unfolding.
Alonso stretches, throws some water in his face, runs his fingers through his hair, gets dressed. His coin purse, previously very meager, is now a little heavier, but he's going to be moving by back roads for a little while to avoid the crowd, so he makes sure to tuck it in carefully as he puts on his sword, throws his cape over his shoulders, and heads downstairs and out.
Excellent. You find your way easily to the merchant's cart. They are already up and moving, and when they see you, they give a little wave. Your paramour, the woman that you took to bed at least once in the past week, gives you a sly little smile and a wink when her husband isn't looking, and then turns to continue setting things out that got packed away the night before, putting this gorgeous leather work on display.
Yeah, I'll give them a hand and see what everybody else is setting up as we get ready for the day.
Around
Things
you,
are going to be different today.
things are going to be different today. They already are. Around you are parts of all make and people from it seems every corner of Thay. You see an Avalonian cart where it looks like they are selling custom made, well, I don't want to say custom made, where they are selling bows and arrows made in the Avalonian fashion. You see a Montaigne seamstress's cart that's been set up with beautiful gowns, though with your background it is easy to tell that as pretty as they are not as well made as something you would expect to see on a woman of wealth. These are more
Or country girls who want to look like they belong.
Yeah, they're effectively they're cheaper made dresses meant to make you look richer than you are. These are the types of things that you would expect a woman of minor means to buy for an event like a festival, and then to have tucked away and kept very, very carefully until the next big festival, because it's not something that she can afford to spend money on every year.
Mm-hmm.
You see carts with produce. You see fresh game. There's all sorts of things, and even carts with like street foods that are currently being worked on, though admittedly are not quite ready to start selling yet. As this is the primary crowd that is out right now are the people who are planning to work throughout the festival, not so much to buy festival goods.
Alonso makes a mental note to check out an archery lesson if he can, and otherwise gets set up and keeps an eye on the merch.
Excellent. Lucia.
Yes.
You are woken early by your companions. As you know, you and they have all agreed to perform as part of the festivities. And they are up early to stake out where they're going to be and to get across the city before the crowds get bad.
Standard busking, then?
Yes and no. There will be busking throughout the day, but there are also a couple of scheduled performances that they have to be there for.
I'm happy to pull my weight if I can. I do want to see if I can get to the bottom of this missing betrothed situation as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, as they said, they were happy to let you stay with them, and happy to not charge you to stay with them if you were willing to help out when you can. And you do know from having spoken to the Reverend Doctor and Heinrich that they will be out and about during the festivities, so you no better place to run into people than on the streets.
I will put my nice dress away somewhere that I can get to it, and set out with my friends then.
Excellent.
The dress comes with me.
Wait, the dress is going with you, or you put it away?
No, it's going with me, just in case.
Okay, cool.
We'll find out in change. This is gonna be fine.
This will be an interesting time, to be sure. You join with your friends who make their way out of the poorer districts and towards the main thoroughfares of the city. Find your way towards the shopping district. There's a large number of places that your friends are going to have to go to, but the shopping district is kind of right at the center of the city, and gives them easy access to all of the different places they will have to show up throughout the day. Also, for what it's worth, one of the most, let's say one of the easiest places to be if you want to run into your friends is what one of the primary attractions is going to be in that's going to be one of the primary places to find your new companions.
Wonderful. I'm going to keep an eye out for them and see if I can excuse myself when the time's right.
Awesome. Viviana.
Yes.
You have had time since arriving in the city to get yourself a little bit more acclimated, figure out the layout, and start trying to make plans for how you're going to accomplish the task that you were given.
Yes.
But are largely being left to your own devices in terms of how you're going to make plans. Your hostess is there to help how she can, but she is not there to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
She has pointed out that the festivities will provide you a good opportunity to meet people who might be able to be of use to you, to perhaps make inroads, to begin kind of climbing and maneuvering yourself on the social ladder to get to where you need to be to perform whatever task it is that you've been assigned.
Mm-hmm.
The servants, which she doesn't have a lot of, she's not proper nobility. She's an upper class merchant. She's from an upper class merchant family. The servants, wake you politely but relatively early to inform you that their mistress is going to be out for the day for the festivities. But breakfast has been brought for you, and they are here to help how they can to get you prepared. And to see to whatever your needs might be for the day.
Viviana will go about eating breakfast. I think while she eats breakfast, one of the things she does is she takes a brief pause, gets out her journal that she's expected to keep, writes in it encoded messages, of course, then sets that aside just so she's keeping it up to date, finishes her breakfast, makes sure Sposa gets fed.
Okay. I mean, they've been bringing birdseed for Sposa when you've needed it, so...
Okay.
They seem a little confused by a woman showing up with a random bird, but you get the feeling that this isn't the first time. They just never quite know what to make of it when it happens. From what you've been able to put together over the last week, you're pretty sure that they're convinced that well-bred women in Vidace just keep birds as pets. Because those are the primary people they've seen with birds like yours.
Yes, she will allow them to think what they may of Sposa.
Once you've had your breakfast, Sposa has been fed, and you are dressed for the day. You are offered a carriage to take you a little bit further into the city. Though they do warn that they can't take you very far because most of the main thoroughfares have been blocked off to carriage and foot traffic for anyone except the most wealthy. Or not to foot traffic, but to carriage and horse traffic.
She'll say that that's fine. She will make sure she wears one of her, a dress she brought with her that is decently fancy, that will allow her to sort of mingle with people who are dressed in more fancy attire, but not so fancy that she is, like, trying to steal attention and be the center of attention in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Not the exotic dress. She will also make sure that she takes her throwing knives with her, because she always takes them with her. You never know.
That's very fair. Excellent. You are helped up into a carriage, and they get you as far in as they can, but eventually have to stop and let you out. One of the footmen offers to go with you if you would like an escort, but you're also you're on a main thoroughfare where you see that there are like musketeers kind of everywhere. That seems like as a force they're kind of out in full today to make sure that things go well.
Viviana will thank the footman for his consideration, but say that she believes she'll be fine on her own, given the presence of musketeers.
Of course, madame. And he bows, and they turn and leave. Heinrich.
Yes.
You are woken unceremoniously by a little girl and a little dog jumping on your bed, and she's bouncing and yelling that it's time to get up. The party starts today. She's so excited. The dog is barking like crazy. It's a very abrupt awakening.
No, I'm trying to sleep. We'll go to the party later.
But Papa, it starts like now. You have to get up.
It's entirely too early. Go have breakfast. I'll be down in a little while.
I already had breakfast.
Oh, very well, very well. And he grumpily rises out of bed, and calls for his servant to fetch his clothes for the day.
When you call for your oh goodness, what are they called? Your manservant. He comes in followed by a harried looking maid, whose arms are like half laden with, it looks like one of the dresses that belongs to your elder daughter. And she's got a brush in one hand, a dress hung over her arm. And she looks like she's probably been up for a few hours and has been chasing your youngest all over the place. And she looks deeply apologetic at you. I'm sorry, Lord. She got away from me. Come on. And she starts trying to like haul your daughter off the bed. We have to go get you ready. But I don't want my hair brushed. I want to go now. As she is being like led out of the room. And your servant kind of glances at you and glances at the door, and once they're out, he shuts the doors behind him. Well, we had thought to let you sleep a little bit longer.
Yeah, children will be children. I trust the dog has not been too much trouble.
It is not the dog on its own that is the trouble, sir. They, together, however, are like a pair of bandits. But she is happy, so.
Yeah.
What else could one ask for?
They seem to be adjusting to the city well enough, I suppose.
Indeed. Is there a particular type of garment you would wish to wear today?
I think I will spend a few hours in training before venturing out for the day, so please bring out my sparring gear, and afterwards I will bathe and go out into the city.
He gives you a smart nod and goes and fetches the things that you require for your training. Helps you into them. You are given a light breakfast so that you're not hungry during the training, with the promise that there will be something more substantial when you're done. And sends you off to do that. By the time you return from training, the girls and their maid and the dog are gone. They were not... Your daughters were not intent on waiting for you, though they were happy to wake you up. They are out to watch the earliest performances and to browse the wares at the market district. And your servants assure you that they will be well looked after. The city's the musketeers are out in full force, so as long as they stay on the main thoroughfares and they've got no reason to go anywhere else, they'll be just fine.
Okay, well, and after food and a bath, he'll change into his clothes and his armor, because being Ison, he wears his armor almost everywhere. And,
of course.
Then goes about his day.
Excellent. Are you going out into the city, or are you gonna hang around your house?
Heinrich will, after a little while, will go out into the street and observe the frivolity and see if he can spot where his family ran off to.
Okay. Well, frivolity it is. You have never, in your entire life, seen anything quite so ostentatious and opulent as a Montaigne festival that's going to take up the entire city. At no point in your lifetime has Ison ever been quite so colorful. Though you have seen large numbers of people, it's almost never for a happy occasion like this one.
This is insane.
A little bit more gobsmacking is the fact that a lot of the people that you're seeing don't even seem to be Montaigne. It seems like people have come from all over Thay to celebrate. And despite the fact that it is early in the morning, there are already hefty amounts of, what do you call it? Hefty crowds forming. There are performers. The merchants are already out with their cart set up. You're able to smell everything from the kind of sausages you would expect to see in Ison to pastries that are more common to here. You see Vidachin wine cellars. The place is rapidly filling up with people, all either hawking some sort of ware or here to buy, perhaps.
And Heinrich will kind of just continue to wander around, observing the what people are selling, and getting a feel for the lay of the city a little bit better.
Excellent. Dr. Reverend Hutcheson. Reverend Doctor? Dr. Reverend? I never remember.
Reverend Doctor.
Yes. You are woken by a polite knock at your door.
Mademoiselle, where will we find fresh fruit at this hour? What?
Reverend Dr. Hutcheson?
Yes.
A good number of the staff are going to be leaving for the festivities soon. If you'd like to eat, you might want to come do it now.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You were left to get yourself ready.
He will rise, dress himself, shave, and head out to see what is on offer for breakfast.
The breakfast is plentiful but limited in scope. It's a lot of bread and cheese. Obviously, there is wine, a couple different types of fruit juice, but there isn't a whole lot in terms of proteins. You get the feeling that the servants were probably on a skeleton crew to begin with, and what they did have opted for quick and easy, and stuff that they could leave out for the staff here to kind of nibble and pick at throughout the day if they decided not to leave. But they expected that most people would want to go out and enjoy the festivities, which you can already hear the clamor of outside in the city streets.
He will devour some bread, cheese, and wine. Fruit juice is wine that has not been left to sit long enough. And once properly repasted, he will head out to see what's going on. He spent the last week mostly writing sheet music to give to Johann to pass along to interested parties.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you're able to eat. There's plenty there to pick from. And once you head out for the day, you find yourself out on the street, and there are already crowds forming. There are a handful of wandering performers who are just walking along the street outside of the university. You can hear merchants and various like street food hawkers calling out their wares. There are musketeers kind of all over the place. It seems like everywhere you look, there's at least one or two. Usually two. They seem to travel in pairs. People seem to be in good spirits for the moment. And it seems like the bulk of the foot traffic is headed closer towards the center of the city where, the market district is and things like that.
He will absolutely head in that direction, taking in the sights and sounds and just enjoying himself.
Excellent. Alonso, you are doing your job, kind of standing by, providing an extra layer of security, watching your employer's wares in specific, while letting the musketeers kind of do their job of watching everybody's.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it the same musketeers who've been patrolling this area every day I've been here?
Not necessarily the exact same people. You might see one or two that you've met before. But the Musketeers are a relatively large force, and this is a big city. You imagine that they are all hands on deck for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be one or two that you have specifically seen during your shifts, but it would be surprising if you saw all of the ones that you've seen on your shifts. You imagine they've probably been spread out a little bit more.
For sure.
But while you were doing your job, you notice something both surprising, in that it stands out quite a bit, but not at all surprising, because in a city with as much, or in a country with as much war as Montaigne does, it is unusual not to see at least a few mercenaries among the crowd. You see a man in full plate. It looks like browsing the wares of the various merchant offerings. The only part of him that does not have full plate is obviously his head is uncovered, and one of his hands is in a leather glove rather than a gauntlet. And he's probably the biggest man you've ever seen in person.
Uh-huh. Alonso realizes this is the first Ison he's ever met. And the legends are true. Switching into the other part he plays occasionally when he's bored or thinks it's a good idea, he waves to the man. Sir, you look like one who appreciates fine leather work. Please, right this way.
Yeah, very, very well. What is it that you are selling?
These fine merchants, of whom I am guard, are, well, and I sort of gesture over, I see you have a glove, perhaps something with studs, or intricate work here, something decorative for the shoulder. And I'm kind of looking at the merchants like, hey, check this out.
Yes, it looks of acceptable quality. Was perhaps I could use a new belt.
Indeed, I have found it to be capital quality.
As the two of you are talking, there is a, let's say, jingle of a tambourine, and the strum of a lute, and the call of light voices, light but loud. And Lucia, as you and your companions are making your way through the street, playing and singing and occasionally getting coins tossed to you, you look over and it is impossible to miss Heinrich. And anyone that tall and broad of shoulder is going to stick out basically anywhere, except for maybe in Ison. And he looks like he might be bartering with someone at a stall.
The only man taller than Macaulay, and I elbow Giselle and point at Heinrich.
Giselle kind of looks over and her eyebrows go up a little bit, and she doesn't look shocked at the size of him, but more intrigued. And she has this little smile on her face that suggests the kind of smile that she gets when she suggests, how did she put it to you? Climbing a man like a tree? Which Lucia hasn't entirely understood yet, but has started to understand some of the implications of.
I met him at the party a week ago. Do you want an introduction?
I should stay with the group, but if you want to go talk to your new friend, and she kind of wiggles her eyebrows at you, I will watch her back.
Perhaps I'll say hi, but I won't be gone long.
Take your time. We all know what you really came here for.
Oh no, I just forgot. He doesn't speak Vidache.
My Lord Ison, it appears there's a Vidocian woman looking at you.
And Heinrich turns around and sees her and recognizes her and raises his hand in greeting.
I will run over. For Heinrich, there are 3 girls, a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead, staring at him.
Hello, yes, Giulietta, was it? How are you?
See, I've discovered some. Did you say that in Montaigne?
Montaigne, yes.
Oh no.
Alonso, as you are standing there, you are just watching for a moment, and then you realize that it doesn't look like she understood all of what Heinrich said. Like, it looks like she reacted to the name, and then she got a little uncertain.
In Vidochin, he's wishing you a good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. It's good to see him in all of his glory.
The blonde calls over. He's very shiny.
I don't think I'm going to translate that.
Yeah, all three girls are laughing.
Yeah, I translate. She's doing well. She likes your armor.
Yes, and, sir, would you, be so kind as to ask her how, she's, been doing on her, shall we say her, endeavors here in Montaigne?
He wishes to know the state of your business, your endeavor.
Oh, it's wonderful. And this is going to be as fast as physically possible. Shahruz is beautiful, and I did not expect it to be so big. And the doctor has been so kind to me and has allowed me to, and has read the letters back to me to ensure that Henri still loves me. We still need to find out whether or not we can get into his home so that we can meet with him personally. And also, I do not know if we know where he is. It's more of a face-to-face with his grandmother, and Lucia says this with the speed of like a 19-year-old girl.
Alonso?
Yep, he smiles, nods.
Hold on. I need you to roll me wits and oratory. I want to see how well you kept up with that. This is going to be a 15 to get the basics. And you're going to need to take raises if you want to be super accurate about it, because she did just prattle off at you in a language that is not your native tongue.
And when Lucia speaks, she speaks half with her mouth and half with her hands.
Yep.
Naturally.
And Heinrich is just kind of looking down amused while she's talking.
It's a 25.
So you didn't take any raises.
I should have. Yeah, but oops.
So
You need to?
At 15, you got the you get the basics.
Yeah,
The city's
doing
very
well.
pretty.
Yes, she's doing very well. The city is very pretty. She is trying to find a doctor, but has to see his grandmother. And sort of looks up. Forgive me, sir. It's not my first language.
She did seem to be speaking very, very quickly.
I think she's excited.
Yeah, she was. I met the young lady at a party several weeks ago. She was having some sort of romantic trouble with her fiance.
Oh, mi dispiace. Sono Luci. Giulietta La Traviata, and I will hold my hand out to Alonso.
Alonso, Hernandez. And lovely to meet you. Does a little bow. And you, sir. I suppose we're doing introductions.
Yes, my name is Lord Heinrich von Groth. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
As this is unfolding, Alexander, you are making your way among Mostly food carts. Bread and cheese doesn't give you a whole lot to eat, and once you've walked halfway across the city to get to the bulk of the festivities, you're hungry again.
Yes, I'll take that, and oh, yes, please. That looks fried. Is that fried? What is it? No, don't tell me.
As you are talking to these merchants and looking at buying yourself a rather hearty spread for breakfast, a young woman who is probably one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen, is walking along at the same time, and you being caught up in the moment. And debating with a merchant about the cost of let's say a sausage roll. Don't see her until you kind of turn and walk directly into her. Viviana, you have just been run into by a man in a bright red coat, who has a number of pastries and things in his hands, and looked like he was debating and arguing with a Montaigne patissier about the cost of one of their goods.
Mademoiselle, a thousand pardons. I'm so sorry.
Well, there's no need to apologize. I know how easy it is to get caught up in the market stalls and shoes. They are quite lovely, aren't they?
May I offer you a cinnamon roll as a recompense for my abominable behavior?
I will happily accept that. You are forgiven, for now.
You are too kind. Thank you 1,000 times, and shall continue to be obsequious until you tell me that I am forgiven in full. Alexander Hutcheson, at your service.
Does Viviana recognize his name?
Let's just make a wits roll, just a raw wits roll, DC 50.
Okay.
15 exactly. Yes, you have, in fact, heard that name before. He wrote a rather popular and very blasphemous book.
Viviana will look him over, and a smile will appear on her lips, and she will say, "Oh, I recognize you. I recognize your name. You are..." No, I am not here to cause you any trouble.
Oh no.
I mean, unless you are looking for trouble. But you wrote a book, a very, very entertaining book.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, well, it is the type of book that would be enjoyed in Montaigne, yes. So I can imagine it's understandable why I would find you here.
I am, in fact, a visiting scholar at La Grande Université, but I am always delighted to meet a fellow reader. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, Francesca Lombardi.
Lombardi. From Vodacci, then.
Yes.
Buongiorno, signorina.
It is... Oh, you speak Vodaccian.
No, not exceptionally well, but I do try.
She will say in Vodaccian, well, your accent could use a bit of work, but your pronunciation is good.
And he will reply in Vodacci, it is the perils of learning any language primarily from pages rather than tongues.
Yes, I do my best with Montaigne, but sometimes it feels like the words get caught up in my mouth. I do also speak Avalon. And she will say in Avalon, it was harder to learn this particular language. I think Castilian was the easiest language for me to learn. other than Vodachin, of course.
Avalon has the distinct advantage in making it difficult for other people to learn by being one language that was invaded by several others.
Yes, it is understandable. Your language does appear to take multiple aspects from various different languages and terms that have gone out of use. It is interesting. I think it's beautiful in a sense that it is constructed from multiple different parts, like a mosaic.
That is possibly the nicest thing anyone has ever had to say about my mother tongue. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Are you looking for something in particular today, or simply taking in the sights?
Oh, just taking in the sights, taking in the people. Really, I come to big celebrations like this for the people. I enjoy being in crowds. It's nice getting to see people just living, really.
If they know how to do anything in Montaigne, it is live. Signorina, if you would permit me, I would be happy to escort you until you tire of my company and my atrocious accent.
Oh, your accent is not atrocious. I would be delighted to continue to have your company.
Brilliant.
Doctor.
And so, with Viviana occasionally helping Reverend Dr. Hutcheson nibble at the foods that he has picked up from various stalls, you two continue on your walk. And it does not take long for Heinrich, being as tall as he is, and being able to see over the heads of most people in the crowd, to spot the good Reverend Doctor in the company of, again, probably one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen.
Okay, well, Heinrich, being who he is, does give her a little bit of a quick look over before, with hand gestures towards Giulietta, point to the doctor to try and draw her attention to him.
Lucia just waves violently. This is the Il Dottore. He's the person who's been helping me speak here in Charus.
Apparently he's her main interpreter and a friend. So. Oh, I see. You know. Oh.
Yes, I also met the gentleman at the same party. He's a bit of an author, from what I understand.
Alonso, walking with the man that Heinrich is talking about is a woman that you have become acquainted with yourself.
Yeah, as they approach, I give her a smile. It is good to see you again.
Well, it is good to see you again, too.
Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. And there's a conspiratorial look in his eye. Like, which one are you using?
Francesca. It is understandable. I imagine you have been very busy.
If only I could tell you. This place is so full of activity. Hands everywhere. Glances around to make sure nothing's getting stolen.
You look over just in time to see some little street rat trying to snatch something. And kid sort of wrinkles his nose at you, gives you a little sneer, and darts off, and is quickly followed by a musketeer.
You see what I mean?
Yes, well, they are lucky to have you employed. I mean, I was always fond of men who know how to wield their swords.
Thank you. This is a point of some pride. Forgive me. I am. This is Lord Heinrich.
Lady, it's a great pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And a pleasure to make your acquaintance as well. They do not grow them as big as you in Vodace.
Well, even amongst my people, I'm a bit taller than average.
I see.
So, aside from the occasional bump to the head when passing through small doors, it is quite an advantage.
I can imagine.
Indeed, the legends of the prowess of your people and of your armament. He looks like he's about to wrap a knuckle on the plate and then thinks better of it. Second to none.
Yes, well, this particular armor has been in my family for centuries. It is my most valuable possession.
Alonso, this armor does not look centuries old. It looks brand new.
I just met this guy, but looking up at him, do I think he's lying?
Let me look at your sheet. Give me a, let's go wits and cold reading.
I'll take a raise on this.
Okay. So you're going for 20?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 19.
Would you like to spend a drama die?
I do not think that I will at this juncture.
Okay. You're not sure. It seems impossible that this is centuries old. This armor is centuries. But he also moves and holds himself like a man who is accustomed to wearing it. This does not look like something he has put on for show. Mm-hmm. So it is difficult to tell.
Yes, it's very nice. Clearly quality. Did you wish to adorn it with sort of gesture to the stall again?
No, I prefer simplicity over adornment. However, I think I will purchase this belt. And he grabs a nice-looking sword belt off of the table.
Excellent. An older Vendel man, not old, just a little bit older than most of your companions, his way over and completes the transaction with you. He's kind of gently coaxes you to look at more stuff, offers you some of the sword gloves that they have, but when you don't seem interested, he kind of accepts the payment and thanks you for your business.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, tell me, Alonso, have you been in the city long, or did you come for this festival?
Oh, a little over a week. I managed to make a few friends and find a place to stay. It's an interesting city. Yes, Montaigne is an interesting land. He sort of looks around.
Perhaps a bit disordered, but certainly interesting.
Interesting is certainly one word for it.
And what word would you use?
Perhaps opulent.
Indeed, there is an edifice here. A presentation that is impressive.
Dr. Hutcheson.
Oh, go ahead.
Dr. Hutcheson will sort of float in behind Lucia, and since he presumes most of these conversations are happening in Montaigne, he will be translating for her.
Yeah, Lucia does nods, acknowledges the doctor, but she's gonna stay quiet just because she's been staring at Viviana, trying to do mental calculus as to whether or not she should be worried.
Viviana will look over at Lucia and go, "Oh, are you Vodachan?"
I've waited too long to answer, haven't I?
Well, if we were in Vodace, I would probably say yes, but considering we are not in our homeland at the moment, take as much time as you need.
I also don't speak any other language, so yes.
Oh, well, it's interesting that you should find yourself in Montaigne.
Viviana is obviously the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. What colors are you wearing?
She tends towards blues, darker blues. Those are, darker blues with like a splash of white. Those are the colors she tends towards.
If you're concerned with whether or not she's wearing black, the answer is no.
Yeah, no. Again, this is Lucia's doing a lot of mental math at once, and she is not an educated woman.
Let me just invent math and then I can do it mentally.
I need to learn math and then do it.
Make me a wits and etiquette roll. DC 10. This is a reasonably easy thing for you, being somebody from Vidache. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. You are reasonably certain from the way that she carries herself and the way that she talks, and even the particular manner in which she makes her hand gestures as she talks. You are reasonably certain that this Giulietta is probably a trained courtesan, which means that she is not like you.
I have lost track of the fake names we're using. What name did you introduce yourself with, Viviana?
Francesca.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you're Giulietta, she's Francesca. There are too many names happening. My bad.
I think, Francesca, Viviana, you can see me just relax almost visibly and hold out a hand to introduce myself as well. Giulietta La Traviata, and it is good to see someone from Vodace here who seems to be unescorted?
Yes, well, Viviana will take your hand in greeting. Yes, well, I came with people, but given the presence of so many musketeers, I didn't feel that there was much of a need to be escorted at this particular time. And let me just say that I find it quite hilarious that you would be happy to run into another person from Vodace.
It gets tiring speaking to people and only have through another.
That is understandable.
As kind as the Dottore is, he is not, he sounds,
Like an Avalonian. Yes, I know.
Fuck! I forgot you speak.
He's been translating for you. How did you forget?
Accents are complicated. I hear it as well, though I admit this is my first time hearing an Avalonian accent.
I have been practicing it for many years, and I think I have perfected it at this point.
An Avalonian accent?
Yes?
Viviana laughs, fans herself a bit.
You've been practicing it. May I ask where you're from?
No, I shall not play with you any further. I am from Avalon. I was making a joke.
Ah, I see. Sort of hits himself in the head like, duh.
Viviana, what brings you to Charuz?
Well, I came for the festivities, of course. There are plenty of parties that are held in Vodace, especially in my circles, but it is nice to see what another country would put on for a celebration as big as the Emperor's birthday. And I like getting out of Vodace sometimes. I don't think I need to explain to you that certain things about our motherland can be tiring.
Yes, and it would be nice. It will be nice to see how Montaigne throws a party.
Very nice indeed.
So far, so good. Though they attempted to call this a scone, and it really isn't. It's more like
What is
cake.
it?
More like cake.
I believe every sugar field from here to the Castile border has been cut to the ground and moved into this very place.
Given the state of the war, probably several beyond the Castilian border as well.
Indeed.
Oh yes, one must wonder what, and she will sort of mutter a bit, what this is doing to the economy here.
Well, I imagine this bit is doing wonders for the economy. Lots of coin flowing about, which does not happen quite as frequently as it ought.
It is odd when on the way here everyone looked much hungrier than they do in Charuz, or at least in these parts.
I would like everybody except Lucia to make me either a wits and politics, if you have it, or a wits. Heinrich, you're such a simple man. Or
Yes, he is.
wits and socializing, or just a straight wits if you don't have either of those.
Target number?
Okay.
15.
I will take 2 raises.
Okay.
Does this apply to the current economic situation in the country land?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I didn't have politics or socializing anyway.
Alonso, as you all are having this conversation, it occurs to you that you are standing in the middle of a busy, crowded street during a day and festival of what is generally probably thought to be pretty high national pride for Montaigne. And you're all kind of shit talking the country that you're standing in. Your extra raise earns you the realization that you are also all kind of talking about this in front of men who have taken oaths to the crown. There are what do you call them? Musketeers all over the place. One not that far away from you. Alexander, you realize all of the same things, but you also realize that if the wrong people overhear you, this is the kind of talk that could potentially be seen as, like, seditious. If the wrong people overhear a bunch of people, even all foreigners, standing in the middle of Charus and bitching about the way Montaigne is being run on Lampert's birthday, it is liable to get you all into some pretty hot water.
And since that was all going on in Vidace, Heinrich has no idea that they were saying it.
Yep.
So it makes sense I failed the roll.
That's why everything is so sweet here and delicious. The sugar and the architecture. It's a beautiful place.
There are
Looks around.
there are parts of Montaigne and those who come to visit it that are quite lovely indeed.
Yes, Montaigne is beautiful at the end of the day. I would not have come here if it was not.
I think with the hard pivot in conversation and the fact that Alonso and Alexander are both talking a little bit louder than projecting just a tiny bit more, like they want to be overheard, that's when the rest of you kind of realize. Except again, maybe Lucia doesn't have quite the amount of social experience that the rest of you do. At the very least, that's when Heinrich and Viviana kind of put two and two together about what's happening.
Yes, Montaigne is lovely. Dottore, have you had thought of how I'm going to get in front of the ladies to say, did I pick the wrong one?
Yes, you did.
God damn it, the other one. Fuck, what? Why are they all double? Why are they all doubled? Is it why, Rain? Yeah.
Yes.
Dottore, have you given any thought to how I might be able to get an audience with Madame Rain?
Suffice it to say, I have, this sounds rather banal, but the concept of a plan. Which is to say,
Sorry.
which is to say, we must get you into a few more parties so that you may be introduced to a few more people. That is, unfortunately, how the social culture works. It is mostly done by invitation, and invitations are generally garnered by referral.
Well, how do we get the referral?
If I may be so bold, I may be able to help you there.
Do go on.
I was recently invited to a meeting of the minds. A symposium on ideas. And the lovely hostess, I believe, was Madeleine de Châtelaine.
Yes.
Yes. She opens her doors from time to time. Perhaps, Oh, do I know who Alexander is? Or do I just know, like, he's dressed like a doctor / clergyman?
Actually, yeah, with your history, I'm not even going to make you roll. You know exactly who this is and exactly what he wrote. You may have some mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I'm giving this offer to this nice Vidochan lady. I'm like, and I turn and I look at him, and it's like I'm seeing him for the first time. And I suppose ideas are ideas.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know what you mean.
In his defense, he's not wrong.
No,
Ideas are, in fact, ideas.
Yes, I only speak Vodachin, but I do understand that. You get the sidest eye physically possible, Alonso.
Bombastic side eye.
I apologize. I believe I heard your first name, but we haven't been properly introduced. Alexander Hutcheson, at your service, sir.
Hernandez. Stiff handshake.
I see.
Alexander,
Yep.
roll me. Let's go. Wits. I guess we'll go writing.
Sure.
She leans over to Viviana and asks,
TN 15. Or no, TN 20. Sorry.
I will take one raise.
Okay. Sorry, Lucia was gonna lead it to Viviana. What's happening?
Lucia leans over to Viviana and asks, "Que sucede Alonso?" Which is what's up Alonso's butt.
Viviana, smiles a bit, but doesn't quite laugh. And she says, "Oh, he may simply be familiar with the doctor. It seems it may have dawned on him who he is."
And while that conversation is happening, and Alonso is eyeing up Alexander. Alexander, you think on the name Alonso Hernandez?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember stories tied to that particular name of a Castilian adventurer. But those stories are older than this young man could possibly be. Maybe it's just that the name is similar, so it sticks out to you, but the stories that you heard definitely would have had to have happened at least a couple of decades ago, and he's barely 20, or not even 20.
Senor Hernandez, I had not realized that my reputation preceded me in such a manner, though I can't imagine, unless you have been here long and very interested in books, that you have read what you have no doubt heard is a scurrilous and awful tale.
Your insight does you credit. I have heard, I have not read myself.
Thank you for watching Opus de Requiem. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to follow more of our content. You can find all of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your support helps make more stories like this possible. And we're back. As this tense moment is playing out between Alonso and Alexander, Alonso, why don't you tell us a couple of the stories about the Hernandez? Tell us what Alexander might have heard about.
The roving swordsman Hernandez, I think a few of his stories have been collected and written down. Others are just sort of things you hear, oral tradition, as it were. The one you would have read. On a hot day, the still wind picked up and carried the stranger Alonso Hernandez into town. He rode alone, a wide-brimmed hat and poncho marking him a traveler. Wherever he went, violence and justice were said to follow. Once, when sailing among the islands of Avalon, Senor Hernandez was beset by pirates. His ship, with his ladylove on board, tried to flee the pirates, but was surrounded. Hernandez showed no fear. He marched to the deck and demanded a duel, the glint of his eye driving back the cowardly pirates until 3 captains stepped forth. He challenged them, and they claimed that their 3 ships to his 1 meant he would have to fight them together. With a laugh, he drew, and the 4 began to clash. Their battle was a thing of legend. The pirates chased Hernandez up the mast, shouting at his wit and swinging wildly. Upon the crossbar they fought, then swung to another ship, and then the next. The clash of blades and japes of the Castellan fighter, harrying his opponents on, until finally, as he swung back to his own vessel, Hernandez turned and cut the rope that brought the 3 pirates behind him, sending all into the thrashing sea. His victory declared, he and his lady love returned to the open waters, leaving the fearful pirates to recount the tale in hushed whispers.
Alexander, that is the story that you know that is tied to the name Alonso Hernandez. A story that is very obviously much older than the young man who claims the name.
Indeed.
Others are sort of Western themed and from all over the place. He was said to have a good friend or sidekick, depending on the teller, who was an Ison lord. He was said to, travel to Vendel and fought on every side. 15 duels in one day in Vidoce.
As the two of you are having this moment of recognition, tension, perhaps a bit of concern on Alexander's side as he is dealing with somebody who seems to know who he is. It doesn't necessarily seem to be pleased with it, and that's a first since he arrived in. Alonso, you do know that when you are ready to take your meal break, you are able to wander away from the stall. You just have to let your employer know that you're doing so.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first I've spent enough time with Alexander to confer with him about the plan in the last week, really. So I'm going to bid like a hasty business has come up to my, run off to do that to my friends and then come back and ask if invite Alexander to lunch. I know you just had breakfast.
Well, then clearly it is time for lunch.
I could eat.
Oh, are you coming?
If you're, it was my intention to give you an invitation, and I do not know how to find you. Surely there is more to be said. I'm curious, the nature of... I should not invite you to an event without knowing a little more about you, of course.
Von Graf, Signorina Lombardi, perhaps you would also care to join us in a bit of a lunchtime conspiracy.
Well, I was going to say that you would be very far from my full forgiveness if you did not invite me along.
But we cannot have that, can we?
I would be happy to join you.
Brilliant.
And while we are picking out a place for lunch, may I make some sort of roll, probably politics related, to figure out which of my invitations has the best chance of beginning to thread the web of connections in order to get me into the Royaron estate.
Indeed. Yeah, let's make a wits and politics roll.
You bet.
We're gonna go with a DC 15 to start very, very basic. If you skip some steps, each raise will help you with that.
All right. DC 15. So I'm going to take 3 raises.
Holy shit! Okay.
I wrote a journal. I got drama dice.
Target number 30. Let's do it.
30.
For 30. All right. So getting in to see the Grande Dame isn't impossible. It's difficult, but you were able to make and impress a particular noblewoman at the party thrown by Lady Sémø. And Irene could probably get you in if you go and make the sort of appearance that will impress people at her party, which you were invited to tomorrow evening.
Brilliant. Then yes, first step is to find a place where we can all sit and eat.
Excellent. Well, there are a lot of places like that. The whole city is done up for celebration. So you could kind of take your pick about where you want to be.
Gonna pick somewhere probably a little noisier.
All right. Also very easy to do, given that the city is chock full of people. Say maybe you guys find one of the nicer inns in town. You thankfully have the nobility with you, who can help pay for food at a nicer establishment. But even though it is nicer, it is not like the highest end place. It's kind of like it's where, from what you could tell, it is where a lot of the merchant class and visiting people are staying. But still, despite the fact that so many people are out kind of manning booths and stuff like this, when you guys walk in, the dining room is packed. It takes several long it takes a good chunk of time for you to wait for a table to be cleared, but eventually a group clears out and you guys hurry over to claim the table before one of the waitresses has even finished clearing the stuff off of it. But it is very busy, very noisy, so you should be able to have a conversation in relative privacy.
There may have been a moment of pointing to the table and going, Herr von Graf, would you perhaps conquer that table for us?
Yeah, and he'll walk over and sit down and take up an inordinate amount of space to claim the table.
I was just gonna say, Viviana will lean over to the Reverend Doctor and go, you know, if I were a lesser woman, there would be a joke about conquering I could make right about now.
I have never been so undone that you are not less a woman. For I would love to hear it. But shall we eat?
Yes, we shall.
One moment. Heinrich, could you roll me a brawn plus exploit weakness? Just DC 15, or target number 15, sorry.
Oh, and I got a 10 in there too, but...
Roll me
Table
another.
is so conquered. Table's gonna be growing ice and crops from now on.
Call it.
All right.
37?
You kind of stalk your way across the room. There are 3 other groups that look like they are all about to rush in for the table. They all kind of turn and look at you at the same time. And the men who are kind of leading the groups kind of immediately shrink back. They're like, no, we're not. We'll wait. It's fine. Table appropriately conquered.
Brilliant.
I pull the ladies' chair out. Ladies, they can sit first.
Grazie, signore.
Gracias, señor.
Of course.
When everyone is settled, I guess I'm going to. God, Lucia's stupid. When everyone is settled, I'm going to start re-explaining the situation at hand, without divulging my name, and without basically saying any names except for Henri's.
Okay, you want to explain your situation for those who were not there last time?
Shit, okay. Oh, it's harder now that there's someone else from Vodachi here, so, shut up. And I just give Viviana a look. When
Viviana raises an eyebrow.
I was engaged to Henri, Roy Reigns, and we exchanged letters for a very long time. Until circumstances transpired, and the engagement was broken off, but the damage had been done and we continued to write. Well, he wrote and I had letters written. And when it came time to honor another engagement, I may have taken my leave. Upon arriving in Charuz, I went to the home of the Roi Reign, and they informed me that Henri was not around, and I will admit the last letter I have from him is from a month ago. So there's a bit more complication than I expected.
Viviana,
Yes.
do you have politics or gossip?
For some reason, I do not have those. I will be buying them soon.
Okay, then just roll me straight wits, please.
Okay, I can do that. That's a 10.
Would you like to spend drama dice to try to get that to a 15?
You know what? I will. I have some drama die. I'll use it. That's
Well,
a 10.
there you go. Roll it again. And explode.
9.
So you are listening to this story, and it doesn't take long for you to think back over your knowledge of the goings-on of the Dachan noble families. As a crown, it was kind of your job to know who was who and who was engaged to who, and the ins and outs of the different families. But after a few moments, while this young woman is talking, you are struck rather suddenly that there was a story of a Vidachan noblewoman being engaged to a member of the Montaigne, and that it was called off. This part isn't terribly unusual. It was called off when she started showing a talent for sorte. And that she was later engaged again to a member of the Villanova family. But you've been gone long enough that you're not 100% sure that they are the same person, but it sounds a little too familiar to me, if that makes sense.
Yes. Do I happen to remember the name of this young woman?
You don't remember the first name, but you do remember that she was part of the Felici family.
Felici. Viviana will, as Juliet continues to tell this story, she will sort of give her a side eye as she just seemingly absentmindedly fans herself as she continues to listen to this. The side eye is there for a moment, and then it's gone.
I love it. So much bombastic side eye at this table today.
And so the doctor is helping me get to the bottom of the missing betrothed, as it were.
And so our problem is really twofold. One, to discover the current whereabouts of the young monsieur, and to get access past obstinate door guards at the Royaron estate. Now, I have an invitation to a party being thrown tomorrow night by Irene Levesque d'Or, whom Heinrich and Julieta you have met before.
Yes, and she has been very amenable to the plan, or rather helping us.
She has indicated in her correspondence that presuming I am sufficiently charming and entertaining at this party, she would be willing to do us a favor in making further introductions.
We're doomed.
What? I
What?
beg your pardon?
Never mind.
Has Heinrich also been invited to this particular party?
Yeah, probably. It's probably more of a standing invitation. You are engaged to the daughter of Emperor's Wit, so you're kind of allowed to go almost wherever you want, party-wise. It's just sort of like an open and accepted thing that, given your high connections in Montaigne society, that anybody who turned you away from a party you showed up at would probably be putting themselves in a tenuous position with Emperor's, which is a position nobody wants to be in.
Okay.
And so I am thinking, if we distribute our plus ones judiciously, we may descend upon this party like a pack of hounds at the hunt and see what information we can find and what introductions can be made.
Indeed. It seems as though these individuals have, I can only assume certain honors were impugned when they turned you away.
What do you mean?
Well, you are known to this young man. Certainly he wishes to see you, and yet you were refused at their gate?
It's
Oh, no.
complicated.
The doctor will jump in as she flounders for words. It is worth noting that Madame Teresa is referred to as the Grande Dame of Montaigne politics and rules her family with something of an iron fist.
I see.
Is she is therefore unlikely to have taken a bright and sunny view of this marriage unless it was politically advantageous to her family.
And what is the your plan of action once you gain entry to this party? Do you tend to track down Miss Madame, or what is the plan of attack?
Well, I cannot be certain that Madame Teresa herself would show up, but we are looking for members of the family, so members of the Roaraine family, and barring that, we are looking for loyal friends of l'Empereur, because she is famously patriotic, and therefore the more someone speaks well of His Imperial Majesty, the more likely they are to have friends in the family that can then make introductions.
Well, I am always able to go into a party. And, well, she looks at Julieta. It is always nice to help young love blossom.
Exactly. And young love seems to be in the air in Montaigne.
When is it not?
Alonso lowers his face and drinks.
I firmly believe that if I can just make my case, the Madame will understand, and she understands that she cannot stop this, and we are in love, and we will be married, and it will work out. It has to.
Well, things rarely simply work out, especially if things were called off in an official capacity.
I don't believe that. I have to believe that we would not have continued writing as long as we did if we did not love each other.
Certainly. And once the young man knows what is at stake, the decision will be his.
Indeed.
I have given up a lot to do this.
And if it shall come to it, we shall simply kidnap him. Alonso
Let's find
smiles.
him first.
Viviana's a very wry smile comes across Viviana's face.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But now I have made the joke, sir.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I would like anybody who has cold read or some sort of like insightful skill to roll me that plus wits, please. Except for Viviana, who can roll me panache and sincerity.
Yay!
No, you cannot add your pretty dice.
Does etiquette work for this?
Sure, I'll allow that. Heinrich manages. Jesus, of course. Alexander manages.
What was the target?
15.
Oh. I did it.
I don't know why I said Viviana. This wasn't really about you. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, wait. Yes, you did. I had you roll the thing, didn't I?
It's panache and sincerity.
Yep. Roll me another d10. The only person who really picks up on anything is Alexander. Alexander, it's hard to tell if that is just her face or if she was reacting to something specific, but Viviana definitely gave an interesting kind of side-eye look at Alonso when he mentioned kidnapping.
Such exciting people I'm meeting. Herr von Groth, I don't want to get you in any trouble. I understand you are recently betrothed.
Yes, that is correct. Quite recently.
So how much of a complication to your life would it be if you showed up at a party with, say, Signorina Lombardi on your arm?
I'm afraid I do not know the young woman particularly well as of yet, but I fear that could, yes, prove to be quite complicated.
Mm.
However, based on my interactions with her, I think she might be amenable to this endeavor of trying to reunite two young lovers. However, it might be difficult to explain.
Oh, then perhaps you might introduce Signorina de Traviata to your betrothed and explain you are on a quest to aid a romance.
I agree. I believe that would be for the best.
Just as a reminder to Heinrich, you also have the advantage of your future uncle-in-law being a close contact of yours now.
Yeah, it's Raoul.
Yes, and as far as you are aware, he is single. So even if you couldn't bring her, you might know somebody who could.
This is very true. Perhaps I know another person who could perhaps accompany one of the young ladies.
Brilliant.
If you were, I believe you met Raoul, my fiance's uncle at the party as well. He perhaps would be invited to attend with us as well.
I think that will sort most things. I wonder, Senor Hernandez, if you have the, shall we say, the proper licensing to carry that very fine sword at your hip.
Alonso pulls the catch of his cape and hangs it over the back of his chair to show badge of Sword Guild membership.
And then the more complicated question, would you be willing to work as the bodyguard for a horrid apostate for an evening?
He smiles somewhat wryly. If I am understanding the situation correctly, a powerful Montaigne noblewoman has opposition to the beauties of young love. I am sure her tongue will not spare our party, and at a certain point, words may be answered with blades. Should this arise, I will step to the defense as is needed.
You should be aware one of her nephews is the captain of the Musketeers. Good luck to you.
That will be an interesting day.
Alexander?
Yes?
Would you like to make a politics roll to figure out what you know about the Grand Dame herself, beyond her nickname?
You betcha.
Yeah, let's do that. Wits and politics, please.
You got it.
I want to.
Can I make a roll?
Yeah.
Anybody who has politics is welcome to make a wits and politics.
Well, I can't do that.
Target number?
20.
I will take 2 raises and get ready to spend some more drama dice.
Okay.
I have a silly question.
What is your silly question?
If I take more raises and then fail, I just don't know stuff, right?
Yep,
Or have some erroneous information?
correct.
Cool. I'm going to take 3 raises and see what the dice say.
Okay. You know
They
shit.
say no. Some Montaigne noble person.
Yeah, you know the
Probably a
name.
woman?
You know the last name. It's a noble family. That's what you've got. Alexander not only is one of her family members the current captain of the Musketeers, she used to be the captain of the Musketeers. and is considered one of the best swords people in the world. Notorious, I don't want to say notorious. She is well known for how loyal to the Emperor she is. She is also kind of single-handedly responsible for having saved her family from like financial ruin when she became the head of the family.
Getting real Tywin Lannister vibes over here.
This is about Irene, correct?
No, this is Therese.
I mean, for 2 raises, you know what I want, but
Where's her
I
grandson?
don't. If there's something specific that you want, you can put it in your journal.
Where's
And
her grandson?
I will see if I think 2 raises is worth giving it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. With a 30, with 3 raises, the thing that you are aware of that nobody else at the table is aware of is that she is so incredibly loyal and devoted to the Emperor that she cannot bear to hear ill spoken of him, to the point that she threw one of her own children in dungeon for the offense. Sorry, she threw one of her own children into the dungeon for the offense of having spoken ill of the Emperor.
the child isn't named Henri, is it?
That part is not public knowledge, so you're not sure.
fuck.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I'm going to push to talk because Discord hates me. I can be eating my mic and it still cuts me out.
Perhaps the move then is not for me to wait for an insult and respond.
Hold on. We don't know that Alexander has told people.
But I'm
Right, I'm... Okay.
Well, what I'm thinking is that I would employ you as my bodyguard for, say, the week. And then you would be authorized to go wherever I go. If you feel you can pull yourself away from the leatherworking industry.
My patrons have been extremely kind and generous to me. I do not relish the thought of leaving them unprotected. Perhaps we can discuss price.
Well then, do your patrons require your presence after business hours?
They would not. So I would be... Indeed. If these events are to be held in the evening, I'm certain I could be present on your behalf. Or the behalf of any who need it.
I think you'll discover that most of the Montaigne nobility is just now waking up.
Indeed. A life of luxury leads to such things.
So I hear.
Dottore, why are you concerned?
How do you mean?
You seem an upstanding fellow.
Oh, I am. No. I am not concerned for my safety as much as I am looking for a way to ensure that Senor Hernandez may accompany us and lend his aid as he is able. I do not imagine that I shall be challenged to many duels at these parties, but stranger things have happened.
Never say never. Takes a drink.
See, what is an apostate?
Oh, that is someone who has violated the rules of the church and has been excommunicated.
Lucia looks deeply concerned.
I am an objectionist. I have not been a part of the Vatican Church ever in my life.
And the defiance of the will of Theos is not regarded highly in some parts of Theos.
And whether it is the defiance of the will of Theos is a constantly debated question.
Though not so heavily debated in some places.
Gentlemen, please, can we save the religious conflicts for another time?
Why? This is quite entertaining.
I've spent entirely too much of my life fighting over religion. I have no desire to see anything repeated.
Indeed, why solely our lunch?
I think for the first time, Lucia is like concerned about the company she's keeping.
Too late.
No, I'm a minister for my church, but it is as I said, topic for another time.
Don't they call them churches? Apologies.
Now, I'm sure we can all get along just fine.
So, the party then.
The party indeed.
A party indeed, yes. It sounds splendid. Like a night of intrigue. Surely. When did you say it was? Is it tonight or
It
tomorrow?
is tomorrow night. And Signorina Lombardi, you apparently have your choice of grouchy old men to choose among. Between me and the young Eisen's betrothed's uncle, was he?
Yes, Lord Cisse du Cisse. I'm sure he would be, once introduced to Francesca, I'm sure he would be more than willing to accompany her to the party.
Well, I am partial to you, Dr. Hutcheson.
My dear, flattery will get you everywhere.
Exactly, that's why I'm doing it.
So,
All right.
is it a plan then?
I think we have a plan.
Excellent. How are people planning to spend the rest of their day? We've only got about 40 minutes left, so I don't want to pivot to the next night already.
Signorina de Traviata, may I, you are, as I recall, a student of music.
See.
Might I show you something I have been working on? I don't really wish to share it about yet, so it's a somewhat private matter, if you don't mind.
Of course.
If you'll excuse us.
Yeah, I will, if we've reached a point in our meal where I will leave them with coin to pay and head out with Alexander.
I mean, I don't know that Alexander's planning to fully leave. But
yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes, I am.
then yes. Okay, sure, you can do that.
No, I can certainly cover the cost of our meal. You're not.
All right.
And Heinrich will pay for lunch.
Lucia's like, I have limited income, sure.
I have one question.
Yes.
Is this the situation where we are waiting for them to come back, or everybody is sort of going their separate ways?
Dr. Hutcheson will add at the end, I will see you all tomorrow.
Okay.
We should exchange information. Let's pretend we...
Yep.
Pretend.
Sorry.
I would say everybody knows where Dr. Hutcheson is staying, which is probably the easiest place for everybody to find because it's such a huge fucking building.
All right.
But yeah, he's staying at the university, which is very easy for a very easy touch point for everybody to meet at.
Cool.
While those two are going off and doing their own thing, what are the rest of you doing?
I have a shift to complete, but when I am done, I have no specific plans. There is a...
Well, when you are done, perhaps you could be my escort. You know, I have half a mind to be partially offended that you did not offer to be my bodyguard.
I could not imagine someone being so rude as to offend you, nor so foolish as to draw your ire.
Yes, it would be very foolish indeed.
But of course, where you go, I am happy to follow. And of you, sir?
It appears that I am going to go speak to one of my future in-laws about attending a party.
Indeed. Should the fancy take us, I have become acquainted with several places in the near the market and several bars and inns where merchants go after business to talk and celebrate. There is often music, sometimes dancing.
Well, I am interested by the prospect of dancing with you. I have heard Castilians are quite good dancers.
A few things we do better.
Viviana sort of, again, smirks just a little bit. Well, just a little bit, and says, "And what are the things that you do better?"
My lady, I would be as an open book to you, but if I told you all of my secrets, what then would we have to learn?
Smart to keep me wanting more.
Alonso is aroused and a little bit afraid.
As is typical for anyone getting involved with a Vedachian woman. Okay. We're gonna pivot over to Alexander and Lucia. Are you headed back to the university?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta take her probably. There's a big party atmosphere outside, so I have a feeling there's almost no one in the library.
Yeah, not really. When you guys get there, the university in general seems almost empty. There might be people here, but it seems like they are all probably sequestered into private rooms if they are still around. If they are around, this is one of those rare, really big events that could drag even academics out of their holes. So.
And so he will take her into a couple of rows of books, take a look around to see if anybody's followed them or anybody's peeping.
Nope, not that you can see.
I didn't want to mention it in front of the others.
Mention what?
I had a question for you. The correspondence between you and Henri. Have you shown it to anyone else?
You and in Montaigne? Just you.
Yeah, yes. Oh. Very good. Something you should know about it. He does call you by name.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Maron. Well, does that mean anything to you?
It means many things to me. None of which will deter me in my stated intentions.
It is just occurring to Lucia she is alone in the library with a person she has met maybe a week ago.
Alexander.
Yes.
Roll me wits and politics, please.
You bet.
Don't fail.
Target number?
20.
I will take 2 raises.
Going for the 30 again?
Yep.
Oh boy.
I got 2 drop dice left, burning a hole in my pocket.
I gotta
Tell us
hurry.
the
I gotta
plot,
hurry
BT.
and open the Vidace book.
So that's a
Jesus, hit a 33 and you'd still have to roll another d10.
so it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Jesus Christ. Theus wants Lucia to get with this guy.
Theus wants Alexander to know all things.
Yeah.
What this is.
He's like, those stars, your perspective, actually.
Okay. So obviously you know the De Felici name. They're some of the most famous winemakers in the world. And if she's from that particular family, this could get very complicated.
Yep.
I'm looking through. This is the Felici family are also one of the families that are like maybe not known to be quite as black-hearted as the Villanova, but are incredibly prone to political maneuvering and backstabbing compared to even other Vodachan families. The trying to think of the best way to put this. The family has a pretty unshakable bond to one another. They're incredibly loyal to the family. But anybody outside of the family, or anybody who proves to be a problem for the family, is handled in a pretty cutthroat manner. Put that way. The Felici are some of the best at playing the great game, which is probably a little mind-boggling, because Lucia does not seem to be terribly good at it.
Well, that was going to be the other question I would ask if I could get with the raise, because there's only a particular class of women, especially noble women in Vodacce, who are not allowed to learn to read.
Yeah, no, I was getting there.
Yeah, okay.
What is probably the most stark is that the Felici family are incredibly outgoing. Like they host huge parties with 500 plus people at them all the time. They don't allow violence and or violence and duels at those parties, but there's still huge parties where everybody becomes really well known, and you remember stories about a member of the family who, when she was born, was not thought to carry any gift for sorte. And thus, the family had kind of made proper political moves to maybe marry her off outside of the country, which tends to happen a lot with non-sorte-bearing noblewomen. And then suddenly that marriage arrangement was cut off rather abruptly. And putting that together with the well-known fact that Strega are not allowed to read. Also that Strega are not supposed to meet anybody's eyes, and she has kind of pointedly avoided looking you in the eye most of the time. Like, she'll look at you, but she never seems to look above your nose. Unless she's, like, making an active effort. You certainly have enough to go on some general suspicions.
Signorina, your secret is safe with me. But I don't know if I'd show those letters to anyone else.
I have found that I am farther away from any... I am farther away from any gaming ground that I would understand. Does that make sense?
I believe so.
The things that I would be used to and understanding are months away from here. It means a lot that you would keep that.
My lips are sealed.
One further thing, Alexander. As you are mulling all of this over, you realize that Lucia showing up at a Cissé du Cissé party was probably a very lucky near miss. Because the prince of the De Felici family is madly in love with Sémø. And it's not a secret. Now, that isn't to say that he shows up at every party, but somebody on his payroll is likely to be at most of her parties, if not all of them.
So, tomorrow, when you meet up with Heinrich, you should ask to meet Raoul in, I don't know, in a garden somewhere.
Momento. I thought we were clear. I am not a courtesan. You understand that, right?
No. Allow me to explain. Heinrich is betrothed to a member of the Cissé du Cissé family, the head of which is Lady Sémø. Lady Sémø has a very famous and rather ardent suitor. Perhaps you've heard of him. He titles himself Prince Felici.
Oh.
Lucia, you suddenly realize that the wine served at that party where you met Alexander tasted really familiar.
So I would avoid social affairs that he or his family arranges. But the one we're going to tomorrow is managed by neither of those, so we should be fine, I hope.
If we can achieve our goals without going or risking it, that would be important.
I am not afraid of risk. Faint hearts never won fair ladies, or chevaliers for that matter.
Dottore, what do you know of Audace and the families?
Only what I have read. I have read a lot, however.
I do feel bad that I have dragged you into something that might be very dangerous.
Signorina, earlier this year I offended the likely head of the Inquisition. This is an enjoyable pastime, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be of assistance.
Then, with your political connections, I would ask that you keep an ear out for one other family name.
Which one is that?
The Villanovas.
I beg your pardon?
The family that I have been...
The betrothal you ran out on.
See.
Theas be merciful. I see. Well. Perhaps Alonso will not be quite so decorative as we may have hoped.
We are so far from Vodace. I believe that if we can accomplish what I've set out to do quickly, and I am married, they will have no way to make their claim.
No way?
Well,
Signorina.
we don't do divorce.
No. You do, however, do murder.
Well, the hope is that I am not valuable enough to give up. I'm not valuable enough to keep.
The fact that you have not met my eyes would seem to indicate otherwise, but hope springs eternal.
Well, thank you for being so understanding.
What can I do when the young lady is in trouble and true love is on the line?
And with that, we are going to pivot. Heinrich,
Yes.
what you doing?
So, a question of etiquette. Would it be more appropriate to send these invitations by letter? Would it be rude if I showed up at the house?
Which invitations?
So, to Raoul, and then if I'm also going to the party, my plan was to invite my fiancée also.
Typically it would be, most polite for you to send word ahead that you were headed there. However, with it being a holiday, it would probably be pretty easily forgiven for you to go directly there from lunch, and to invite them along the next night.
Okay. Since that would not be a terrible breach of etiquette, I would walk over to their estate.
Okay. You arrive. The estate is in full swing. There are servants everywhere. The gates are open as the occasional cart and carriage kind of rolls through. You know that the Sisay are famous for their parties. Lady Sémø is not the type to spare any expense during something like a celebration of the Emperor's birthday. So while there isn't necessarily a party happening tonight, there are going to be parties throughout the week. So during the day is when a lot of the people who work there are going to be doing what they need to do. I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
Yeah, in that case, I assume I would approach, the guard at the or servant at the front gate, and request to see Raoul Cissé du Cissé.
Okay. They recognize you immediately. You're kind of hard to confuse with anyone else. And you are led inside, where you proceed to wait for like 45 minutes. You were informed that your fiance is currently out at a fitting with a seamstress, but we'll be back later in the afternoon and would likely love to see you. But after about 45 minutes to an hour, Raoul comes down, looking, the look on his face is familiar to you as a soldier. He is clearly a little hungover, and already has a glass of wine in his hand. He's dressed, but kind of in that way that servants, like, tossed clothes on him, and he just sort of, like, stood there and accepted it. His hair is a little tousled, but he looks, tired but casual.
Raoul, my friend.
Bonjour, good morning. What time is it?
Oh, perhaps 3 in the afternoon.
Good days, man. Why would you wake me up?
My sincere apologies, but I found myself dragged into a bit of foolishness, and I'm afraid that I must impose on you for a small favor.
Go on.
Well, I fear that I have been dragged into attempting to assist a young lady to resolve a matter of the heart. And I have promised to attempt to gain her entry to a particular party tomorrow night. And as I fear that my betrothed may not approve of her accompanying me to the party, I'm afraid that I must ask your assistance to escort an extremely attractive young woman to a party tomorrow.
And which party are we going to? Out of character, it's the Dwar family.
Yeah, Irene Levesque Dwar is holding an event tomorrow.
Aha. Well, foolishness, a party at the Dwar estate, and a beautiful woman on my arm. How could I say no?
Yes, it really is a bit of a silly problem, but your niece has asked me to do deeds of heroism and romance, so I am attempting to do so by reuniting this young woman with her beloved.
I see. Well, I shall do my best not to sweep her off her feet before she gets to see him, huh?
And tell me, do you perhaps speak passable Vidace?
More than passive.
Excellent. Yes. So yeah, we need to arrange for her to enter this party so that she can seek someone who knows what befell her missing betrothed.
Oh, and there's mystery too.
Yes, I never thought that I would remarry, and I certainly did not think that I would be going through these types of activities in order to achieve it. But I must do as Theus wills.
Indeed. Well, I will be happy to escort your young companion.
I greatly appreciate your assistance. I don't think it will be too challenging of a chore. As I said, she's quite young and attractive, and apparently is something of a musician also. But yeah, she is. It was a little difficult to understand as she does not speak much Montaigne, but her fiance is named Henri Roy Iranes.
There is a moment where Raoul pauses, and it's a long, pregnant pause.
I take it that name means something to you.
Oh, that name should mean something to everyone in Montaigne. What do you know about his grandmother?
Not a great deal. I understand she's quite formidable with a sword and is quite loyal to our emperor.
Yes, the Grande Dame of Montaigne politics. Perhaps not quite as dangerous as Jamais, but close. And Jamais' most ardent rival.
And as I've been told, the lad is missing.
Oh, you knew that part. Well, he has been missing from political life lately. I can't be sure that it's him. She has more than one child who doesn't come around anymore because nobody likes her. The old bat. But, yes. In theory, he may very well be in prison.
Well, that would be most unfortunate for the young lady. What do you have by chance know what his alleged crime was?
The rumor is he spoke ill of the emperor in front of her.
His own mother?
Yes, she takes treason against the crown very seriously.
Wow, this activity is becoming more and more interesting.
Indeed. But you know what? This sounds like fun. Sounds like an adventure. I'm in. I'm going to need at least 3 bottles of wine.
At least. And I plan to ask Diana to accompany me as well.
I'm not sure if she's going to want to go, but we will see. I don't know what her mother has in mind for her. Your companion, the pretty one that I'm supposed to be escorting, how much does she seem like she comes from money? Out of character, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the correct way to say it. She certainly was not dressed as someone who appeared to come from money. I don't know Vidace fashions particularly well, but she appeared to be somewhat plainly dressed. Of course, there may be, knowing the Vidace, there could be some sort of intrigue involved. She could be a princess for all I know.
He snaps his fingers, at which point a young man in livery comes in, and he leans over and whispers to the young man, who nods and runs off. And after a few minutes, while you were talking about potential intrigue going on, the young man kind of hurries back in with a small but heavy pouch that jingles when Raoul hands it to you. She needs to get decent clothing. Tell her to make it, and he thinks about it, red. She needs to, if she's going to be on my arm, she ought to stand out.
Oh, very well. I will pass along the message. And is there how much money does it look like there's in this chest?
It's a pouch, not a chest.
Or a pouch, yeah.
But you've bought enough dresses for your eldest daughter at this point to know that this could buy a very, very nice gown, complete with like shoes and such. If she goes over on the cost, tell them to put it. Tell her to have them put it on the Cisse du Cisse tab. I'll cover whatever that doesn't cover.
Thank you, Raoul. You have been a great help. As I stated, I certainly did not anticipate that completing this betrothal would involve this type of intrigue. But I greatly appreciate your assistance in navigating these waters. I'm afraid this is not something that I'm accustomed to.
One ought to get accustomed to it, cousin. She is. You are in Montaigne now.
Yeah,
Everything is dramatic.
I'm much more accustomed to dealing with people trying to kill me than this type of intrigue.
Nothing says that won't happen before tomorrow evening is out.
Well, once again, thank you greatly for your assistance. And I've been told that Deanna will be returning sometime after buying clothing.
She is probably having a fitting for one of her party gowns. Her mother is adamant that they be in the best of fashion.
Do you recommend I leave her a letter, or should I wait for her to return?
You can leave her a letter. No need to hang out here all day. I'm not going to. I'm awake now.
Well, in that case, I will go locate the young lady and pass along your fashion request as well as the funds.
You are welcome to come with me. I'm going to go find somewhere to drink. I've heard you Icen men drink a lot.
I could certainly use a drink.
Excellent. Write you a letter, and he sort of gestures across the hall at an office where you could see like a desk, which you assume probably has paper and such, and then we will go.
Yeah, Heinrich goes over to the office and writes Diana a letter asking her to give him the honor of her presence at the party. He tries to write it somewhat flowery, but Montaigne is not his first language, so it probably comes out very businesslike.
He wanders off into the economy halfway through.
And then he will go drinking with Raoul.
Excellent. Awesome. I'm not going to make you roll. You have high enough brawn. You handle your liquor pretty well. And maybe shocked to find that Raoul also handles his liquor pretty well. But also seems to be drinking with the intention of being as drunk as possible. It almost halfway through seems a little bit like a mission. But he's incredibly charming, very funny, very flirtatious with the women that come around. So, and he seems quite popular, and you effectively get to go like high-end bar hopping because he has the money to afford to go to the best taverns and parties in Montaigne, and you kind of accidentally go on like the party circuit of the noble houses that are throwing parties for the first night of these festivities.
And then after doing that for an appropriate period of time, Heinrich will make his way to the university, which is the last place he heard that Julieta and Dr. Hutcheson were going.
Viviana and Alonso. Viviana, are you just hanging out until Alonso's off work?
Yep.
Okay. Well, eventually, the day starts to wind down. There is still plenty of partying, but most of the merchants are closing up their stalls, those who don't normally do business in the evening anyway, and so that they can go out and enjoy the festivities themselves. There are performers in the streets. There's music going kind of all the time throughout the day, and well into the evening when Alonso is off work. What are you two gonna do?
Viviana will, once he is off work, she will immediately go and link her arm with his and says, "You're going to take me dancing."
Certainly. I looks over at the archery stall that's closing up. They'll be here tomorrow. And, yeah. Let's go to one of the places that gets a little... Ooh. Let's go to one of the places that my buddies who hooked me up with the invite go, so we can hang out with some friends. And I think over the course of the last week, hanging out, getting to know people, partying, Alonso has found himself a guitar and is going to get the party started before jumping in.
All right. Well, I mean, the primary place that your friends drink is the tavern and inn where you are staying. But with it being the heart of a celebration, it is even more wild than typical. So make me a panache and music guitar check, please.
I will say that Viviana is absolutely going to join in and start singing in Castilian.
Okay, then you can also make me a panache and singing roll. Viviana gets a 26, so meets 2 raises. All right, go ahead, Alonso. And 26 and a 25. Yeah, you two are fantastic. You may kind of accidentally put the performers who were already there to shame for a little while, where they just kind of go a little bit quiet and watch. They might occasionally...
I jump up with them. I'm like, hey, what about this one and then this one? Yeah? Do you mind if we... Cool.
They might occasionally come in to with backup. But they don't... They're nowhere near as good as you are. So they very quickly become overshadowed by y'all's performance. Now I will allow you both to roll panache and need scrolling sheet. Sorry guys, hold on. You can either go panache and socializing or panache and etiquette. If you have pretty dice, you get them, and you each get a free raise for having fantastic performances.
I'll take another raise.
As will I. You know what? You said it was 15?
Yep.
I'll take 2. And then I'm going to start spending dice.
That puts you at 21. You need 4 more. Do you have any more drama dice?
I believe I have 2.
Okay.
Or no, I haven't spent any. So my 2 plus 1 from a thing. That
so you have 2 more.
I have 2 more. Good grief. All the drama. There we go. I got it.
Okay. You both not only manage to put on stellar performances, but you manage to endear yourselves to the crowd and become the center of attention for the evening. You take an already party atmosphere and spin it up into something even better.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And unless there is anything else anybody wants to do before the night is over, I think that's where we're going to call it.
Yeah, I definitely think we progressed to dancing on tables. At a certain point, like, everybody's running in a circle, clapping, and just, like, having a great time. Spilling into the streets.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is there anything else anybody else wants to do?